welcome back, dweebs, to our first ever weekly dweeb segment of the Cregger Chronicles. Today's episode is focused on Zach Cregger of Barbarian and, more recently, which we have now watched, Weapons fame. With me, as always, is my resident horror expert, Mr. Kev. Kev, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I am very excited, James, especially now that we've both seen Weapons.
Yes.
We had a couple of different Krieger-centric topics that make a lot more sense for us to talk about now, that we have at least gotten familiar with that Weapons movie. So go check out our review of that if you haven't and come back. But James, which Cregger Chronicle are we cracking into first?
Let's start with the Gladys one. Let's go before we get to Resident Evil. So we sat on these because I did not really put two and two together that the director of Weapons, aka Zach Cregger, is directing the new Resident Evil movie, the reboot of the series. And I wouldn't call myself a mega Resident Evil fan, but I'm always paying attention. And Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games ever. Some of the newer games are so fucking scary that I won't touch them. Resident Evil Village in the sequel, I tried to play the first game, and I walked into the house and I went down the stairs and something ran by. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not fucking doing this. I about shit my pants. It was so fucking scary. But I love Resident Evil 4. Very dear to my heart. So I'm very excited for our first episode of the Cregger Chronicles. First topic. We have 3 topics tonight, Kev. Is Cregger has officially started working on an Aunt Gladys prequel movie. It says the actor Amy Madigan, and quote, "I'd love to live inside Zach's brain again. We'll see if it happens," end quote. Do you want to see an Aunt Gladys movie, Kev? Part of her allure in Weapons is how creepy and scary, and like you don't know much about her other than she's trying to save her own life.
Yeah, this is interesting, James. One of my favorite little fun facts of the behind the scenes of Weapons involved the Cregger telling Amy Madigan, you have 2 options for how to play Gladys. Either she's a human witch who is trying to stay alive, or she's some eternal being. And he never asked her which one she chose. So It sounds like he's gonna have to choose. So part of it depends on what he chooses, and maybe he doesn't. Maybe the prequel doesn't have to answer that question.
Or do we just get more? Yeah, maybe we don't get. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of ways you could go with this. Yeah, interesting. You could find out how she got to where she was. What is she? Is it just another story in another fucking town that she fucking rip roars through?
That would be interesting, because if they go too far down the explanation side of things, yeah, you know how I feel about that. I think that ruins some of it. Takes a little bit of the fun out. But the other aspect of this, James, is so much about what makes Weapons work is that you don't know what's going on. And so when it's revealed to be Gladys that's behind everything, you get that much later in the film, and you've already seen her power. So now we know what she can do. So it'd be interesting to see how this movie would be framed, because you probably can't lay it out the same way. Even though it would be a prequel, I feel like this is going to be something very different from the first movie.
Absolutely.
So normally I'm opposed to these things, and I may have mentioned this on our live stream, given what I've liked about Cregger's work and given what they both did in Weapons, I'm here for it. I may not decide to watch it depending on the trailer and what we hear about the story, but I'll still be rooting for it because it's at least an original idea. I just hope we don't get 7 of these. Okay. That's, stop at 2 or 3, please.
Yeah. Don't Saw this franchise. Don't Paranormal Activity this franchise. If you do it, I would one and done type deal, and have a good story, decide what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, nail it, call it good. Because also we want to see him do other stuff too.
Yeah.
And not water down Weapons with too many movies in the series. In the universe, however you want to go about it.
Don't introduce a rival of hers that has similar powers that then
no,
you
please
don't
don't.
resolve, and you're like, oh, great. So there's another one floating around out there. So if we ever want to do sequels,
Yeah,
we can
do
do
another one
sequels.
somewhere else. Yeah,
Like,
not
nah.
here for that.
I'm
So
good.
intrigued, but not completely sold. We don't want too many of these.
I'm rooting for you.
Which leads into topic 2 for the Cregger Chronicles. Um, Krieger's Netflix project, sci-fi project, The Flood, fell through over a rejected theatrical release. Obviously, Netflix is starting to release stuff in theaters, but obviously doesn't want stuff in theaters. They want it on their streaming site. So we have lost the possibility. We may not have lost The Flood, but Cregger wanted a theatrical release, and Netflix refused to give it to him. So development on that film has stalled completely.
Wow.
What are your thoughts, Kev, on like Netflix is starting to do some theatrical releases, like the series finale of Stranger Things is going to be in theaters. Frankenstein got a release in theaters. I think it's day and date. K-pop Demon Hunters, I think, did as well. What are your thoughts? Like, should Netflix, like, what shouldn't they be really? What are your thoughts on them? Like, they don't want to give up the revenue, is what it is. Like, they release in theaters, and we go see movies there. They don't get any money, right?
I guess that is the thought, because I have this same question, James, when we decided to put this one on, and I'm just like, what is their end game? Why do they have an issue with theatrical releases? Because
Well, it's pushing people towards Netflix, towards their own app, right? That's the fucking problem. They
right,
don't want
yeah,
it. That's what it is.
and but I guess my follow-up question is, does a movie being in theaters really stop that many people from watching it on Netflix?
I
And
don't think.
conversely, is one movie enough to get people to subscribe to Netflix? Is it really going to be a
No,
destination?
well, I mean, if it's good enough, I suppose, right? Like, but here's the list of the theatrical releases in 2025. It is a few more than I thought. It's 7. And then there are weeks of exclusivity. This comes from the Wrap. K-pop Demon Hunters was not. There is 0 exclusivity in theater, so it was day and date, both of them. The movie called the next 4 movies were 2 weeks in theaters before being released on Netflix. You've got A House of Dynamite, you've got Steve, Ballad of a Small Player, and Neoville Vague. Don't know any of those movies. Then the next
Okay.
one is one we have recently talked about. Frankenstein was 3 weeks in theaters before Netflix. Obviously, we both watched it on Netflix. We did not go to theaters to see it. And then a movie called Jay Kelly as well was 3 weeks. I guess their thought is more content, more people come subscribe to their app, right? So I guess in their minds, putting their content in theaters is costing them possible subscriptions, possible money, right?
Yes, and I think you may have just tapped into the heart of the matter, James, because you listed 5 movies, 4 of which I
That's
have never heard of
yeah.
until this moment, which says maybe
5 of
Netflix.
those I don't know anything about.
Yeah, maybe it was 5 out of 6, but yeah, that essentially what I think is, if a movie releases to theaters, it's a limited run and it does well, then
It
that
would
just
push
works as
people,
more marketing,
right?
because more people would talk about it and then people would want to go watch this on Netflix. But on the other end of that coin, if it's poorly received or nobody goes to watch it, then you don't get that word of mouth. You don't get that extra
Mm-hmm.
marketing. So if you're Netflix, you're thinking, well, we might as well just start it here. And then everybody who wants to
Yeah.
see it
Has to be here.
has to be here. And we don't have to run the risk of people going to see it, saying it's bad, and then nobody comes over to watch it on Netflix. My thoughts are, if there were a guy to roll the dice on right now, not to say he's the only one, but like it would probably be Cregger,
He's
right? If you've already got him, and this is the one hang up, is he wants it to be
fucking
a
let it go to
theatrical
theaters.
release, like, then do that and build on the hype, especially if that's going to be the next movie of his. And I don't know what else he's working on, but
well, we're going to talk about the next movie after this.
You can build on that success, and I don't know. This is one I maybe would have bet on if I were Netflix.
Yeah, I think this is stupid. I think they fucked this up bad. I also, what's a 1 month theatrical? Like, I'm sure you can get a deal where you get X amount of the gate, right, of the ticket stubs, et cetera, right? Obviously, it wouldn't be a huge amount, but I think that's just dumb. And also, like he's like, the only movies on this list I know is Frankenstein because we watched it, and K-pop Demon Hunters, which I don't know anything about. I know it's a big deal though.
And also, to be fair, Frankenstein's been a story around for like 200 something years.
It's not
that wasn't Netflix's doing.
Yeah, Del Toro didn't just make that story.
Yeah,
another telling of a long line, and there will be plenty after this, right?
That's a story that almost markets itself. All you have to do is say, "Hey, we have it." When you add a guy like Del Toro to it, then that's even more intrigue. Like that's a movie that essentially kind of sold itself. I don't know if Netflix really does much with that, but yeah, this one, I don't know. Man. Yeah, James, I agree with you. Why wouldn't you, if you're Netflix, why wouldn't you put it out in theaters? And with each ticket, you get 1 free month of Netflix, because let's all be honest with each other. They're so willing to give those months away because of how many people forget to cancel it. And so like you still have an in to convert new users, and
all you want.
There's no difference if somebody, don't you want to make money off of the people who already have Netflix?
Yeah.
What if, like, for instance, if Frankenstein had been out in theaters for a longer, if it had a typical theatrical release, I probably would have seen it in theaters. So you would have gotten my money twice. And so I don't know. I just feel like there's an argument to be made that's saying if it's a good movie, you stand to potentially make money either way. Because if it's a really cool project that I'm interested in, I think we all can agree, like there are certain movies you would say, please don't watch this on your phone, knowing that we all consume a little bit of content on our phone, but they're like, this at least deserves the TV. A lot of these movies deserve a movie screen and surround sound. And so I don't understand the idea of, well, no, we're going to make a film, but we wouldn't want to release it to theaters.
That's weird. Just such a weird. It's just they want it on their platform. It's the only argument. So shit,
and they shouldn't have got into being a movie studio.
Like you should have stayed TV and paid for rights and stopped making your own movie. Like it's just don't be a movie studio and not release the movie.
You could have went with the HBO formula that worked for so long. Just make great television. Yeah. And you've shown the ability to do it. You're not, you got stuff like, or at least huge television. You've had Stranger Things, you've had Squid Games.
Yeah.
Like, just do that. Do more of the true crime stuff.
Yeah.
Stay out of the movie business.
Yeah, if you can't put your movies in theaters, let's not be in the fucking movie theater business. So hopefully we still get this movie, but I wouldn't keep your hopes up. One movie we are getting, Kev. His next one is the Resident Evil movie. So he is in charge of the reboot of the series. Obviously, the last like 6 of them, I don't know what the fuck they are, is the Mila Jovovich movies. I probably butchered that. So as always. About so he is remaking it, and we have our first look at they transformed Prague into a snowy raccoon city. I seen these pictures before I watched Weapons, and I was like, damn, this looks really cool. I am now fucking thrilled for this. They are filming some large-scale action sequences with gunfire, explosions, and stunt driving. Raccoon City is where it all begins for the Resident Evil series. So I'm going to pull these pictures up. It's a snowy Raccoon City, fake snow, cars burned up, wrecked. As it won't change. Come on, there we go. Got your fake snow there. Burned cars.
I'm liking it.
Yeah, it looks really fucking cool.
Like even in the daytime with some of those shots, you're like, all right, I get the vibe.
You can feel the vibe, right? Like This movie comes out in September next year, and then you have the Raccoon City map. I was excited for this movie before I knew that it put it together that he was the weapons director. I am ecstatic. I can't wait to see what he does with this fucking movie. I am fucking excited.
Yeah, same. I am very excited to see it. And this guy, he's got a lot of ideas, and it just seems like he's a fan of the franchise, which is great. You want somebody that has a passion for it. But, you know, there was a time when Weapons first came out that every idea Zach Cregger had ever told a friend about at a bar was getting posted about. Like, I've heard that he's got a Batman story that involves like a low-level street thug kidnapping Batman somehow or something. Like, he's got all these ideas of these larger IPs that he's a fan of. So if this goes well, and I'm not saying it will be Batman, because I'm sure I haven't heard even a third of this guy's ideas, but I'm just saying if this whole thing works well and it goes Weapons, then this,
he's gonna have his pick of a lot of options
of a very large IP, or maybe he'll be doing more Resident Evil stuff. So far, it just seems like he's gonna stop by and not want to hang around too long and want to go on to the next big project. A little too early to tell, maybe, but that's the feeling I get so far. I'm also very excited about this, James.
Yeah, I am. Oh, these pictures, like, they don't show anything other than it looks like they're using practical effects, fake snow. It looks. I'm here for it.
But yeah, just seeing the burnout cars and stuff. It's like, all right, I can envision this at night. I like the layout, like with that tight walkway and all the cars.
Yeah,
like, you just start to envision.
I can see some fucking scary shit.
What kind of shots they might be filming there, and you're like, all right, okay, cool.
Yep. I'm fucking here for this. So, very excited. Very, very. I'd love to know how they did it. That's fucking cool shit. But yeah, excited for this. Hopefully they can turn the Resident Evil franchise into what it actually is, which is a horror franchise, not a action adventure movie series. So yeah, that is his next movie, and then we will see after that if we get Gladys, if we do get the Flood movie, or if it's something else. My guess is it's probably something else at this point. I think he's gonna have some options, folks.
Ooh, snooze, you lose, Netflix.
Yes, you do. That's on you. Like, over a fucking few weeks in theaters. Like, that was stupid. Any final thoughts, Kev, before we bounce out of here on the first episode of the Cregger Chronicles?
No, I look forward to another Cregger Chronicle when the time comes. So
yes, we'll be back
for more.
This is episode 1. There will be another one. So thank you guys for joining us on the Cregger Chronicles. We are dweebs. I'm James. This is Kev. Please like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Help us get to 190 as we try to grow our brace. Our brace. I can't even speak tonight. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. Until next time.